It's definitely put in a lot of good work again. How did it feel to, come out on top this time?
Well, I thought again in spots we played well. I mean, we wanted to try to get some consistency going. And it's difficult when we keep changing the lineup, and Spivey's out, and Surrey's out, and Finau's banged up a little bit, so it was difficult. But I thought after the first 20 minutes we got a rhythm going, got some goals. I thought we came out in the second half for the first 15 minutes, played really well, and had about 4 or 5 really good opportunities, and then kind of lost. I don't know why or what, but then we kind of started dribbling too much, tried to do things individually, and kind of all broke down, and then it's just a matter of finishing off the game. So that was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, the second half definitely seemed a little bit more
long.
Yeah, a little conservative.
Yeah, we came out. I mean, the first 15 minutes we came out, we wanted to get a goal. I mean, and Baj, they got a couple balls across to, Dominic got in there and he just missed. And, he at least he's getting his, shots on target now. Hit the keeper a couple times, so that was good. Anthony just missed, and I liked the way we started the second half. I just thought that once we started dribbling, it just kind of everything broke down. That's okay.
Approximately a quarter of your roster is players from around the world, international. Studio Radio just started a Spanish broadcast that's actually quite popular.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dozens and dozens of listeners. There's vuvuzelas in the stands, there's flags. So talk about that, maybe.
Well, we've always, if you're from BU, you know that we're an international school, and that we represent what our school is. We have, usually student foreign population is usually around top 2 in the country. Usually GW is a little bit higher, but we're usually one of the top international, students in the country. So we attract, being in Boston, we've always attracted international kids, and it's always been a good feeling for the school, for our team. It's been fun for us. And if you look at the kids that we have, Iceland, the African kids not playing now, but it tends to be from kids where we've always had players in the past. So we got a call yesterday from a former goalie out in Iceland. He's got this really good power, feeling great. And these kids know what they need academically. They know the type of person that will fit in here. And so that happens all the time. We get calls from former players all the time with recommending kids. We see whether they can, get academically have it, and then, if it's the position we need. So, we tend to go to the same places all the time, same countries, and it's good. We have a wall in our locker room with all the flags of all the teams, all the different countries that have played for us. And I think it's like 32 different flags up in the wall. So it's and it's great when you have former players. You get to travel and you see them when you're over in Europe. You see them when it's great.
You guys have really started to load on the shots the past 2 games, and
yeah.
What do you attribute that to? What do you think's really clicked lately?
Well, I think when we move the ball, we create shots. So it all comes down to that. If you look at even in this game, the times we got our shots was when we were moving the ball and passing. When we pass the ball, we can open up things, and then we've got guys like Michael and Anthony and Dominique and Mac McGuire that can get pace, that can get by people once we open them up, and that's when the shots come.
You have a really tough game coming up against a great Stony Brook team. Do you think now the confidence from this game?
Oh, that's what we're hoping. That's what we wanted from this game, is to be able to get a rhythm going and to come into that game and really be ready to go. They're a good team, and this is going to be a tough battle for us. So we've got to obviously play better than we did tonight. But this is the challenge I think they're waiting for us. So,
Nick Thompson got a shutout. How has he looked this season compared to last?
I think he's matured a lot. He got a lot of experience last year. He's a great shot blocker. We've got to get him. He's still got to do a little bit better coming off his line and doing that. And he works extremely hard, so that will come. Nick works as hard as anybody, so it's nice to see that. And Nick is just going to keep getting better and better. Yeah.
You have 3 guys who are tied right now for the team lead in goals,
which isn't a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think that's a good thing though, that you have a couple of guys who are all at the top, or
Yeah, that's good. If they each had 6, it would be a lot better. We're not scoring a lot of goals, so I mean, but Mac is starting to come on, which is good. Dominique is the guy that we got to start getting. Michael, we knew Michael could score, and Anthony can score, and we got to get Dominique, and he played well tonight. His shots are on target tonight, and he was in the right spot. So the goals are going to start coming for him. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but at this time of the season, with the leading goal scorer being 3, if you had 5 or 6 guys at 3, you'd be a little bit happier. But we're not scoring goals. But we knew we weren't gonna. We were really designed to be a good defensive team this year, and it kind of, through injuries, that kind of had to change a little bit midstream. And the guys have adapted well, so it's good.
Have you been impressed with Michael's play recently?
Yeah, in spot, the other night he was real good. Tonight in spots he was good. We got to just make sure he just doesn't get into dribbling. And Michael's a passer, and that's when he's at his best, is when he's finding people. So that's what we got to make sure he keeps doing. The more he opens up the game and finds things, like in the first half, then the game will open up and he can beat one guy and he's through. So he's got to stay disciplined in that. But he's finally starting to come into his own, after being out for so long.
You feel like he's one of the leaders on this team as a senior?
Yeah, I think him and Max. We only have 2 seniors really, so it's Calvin was a big leader for us, emotionally on the field, and so now we've got to everybody's kind of picking it up, but they're doing a good job with it. Yeah.
Even with a very short-handed defense, you're still able to get a shutout. Who do you think has stepped up most?
I mean, the midfield's playing well. Derek McCaffrey's playing well. He's in a new position now. He had to move back once Jerome got hurt and Sandy got hurt. So I mean, I think Fanas sitting back a little bit deeper. So they're all kind of contributing to it. We've got to do a better job in the midfield. Tackling, closing people down. We did it at the beginning of the season. We were very good at it, when we were playing Connecticut and BC, and it's kind of gotten away from us a little bit. We're not really tackling right now. We're kind of getting in front of people, but we're not really putting in a good tackle. So that's something we're going to have to be better at Friday night.